We're here to talk about you want to get the branding right, but you don't know what that means. In the Brand Doctor podcast with Rich Kozak, check out these rich strategy nuggets that you can use right now. This is the Brand Doctor podcast with Rich Kozak. Here, we positively uplift possibilities for your brand with straight talk you can trust. Does your brand need more clarity? Maybe you feel stuck at the starting gate of the next level of your brand. In any case, bring your vision and your challenges right here to the Brand Doctor podcast. Today, we are lifting up the brand journey of Carol Ben-Davies, visionary founder, thank God, of the brand College-Bound Determination, Reality Preparation, Life Advantage. What a powerful brand name. Serving parents so students bring an advantage to college and life. Carol's got decades of frontline experience handling the devastating effects when 40% of new college students hit what she calls the brick wall of college pitfalls. Carol's authoring the forthcoming book, College Breakdown or Breakthrough, avoiding the brick wall of college pitfalls that ruins your child's college journey and maybe their life. Carol is a speaker to parents groups live and online across the United States. Carol Ben-Davies, I know that many of our listeners' lives and their families will benefit by what they hear today on this show. So welcome, my friend. I am so glad you're here.
I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Carol, I'm going to get right going. This is the Brand Doctor podcast. So we're going to talk about branding you and making sure it comes alive and making sure people understand what's different about this. But first, you're an angel bringing truth from the front lines where over 40% of new college students ruin their college journey and parents did not know to prepare them for that. What to take you to create your brand, College-Bound Determination, and what role does it play that's needed by parents who want their children to go to college?
Well, thank you so much for that question. And it really stems from, I have over 20 years of experience working at various institutions, public, private, middle-sized universities, small, large, all across the US. And much of the conversation around college is centered around how do you get in and how do you pay for it? And I've had experience with helping students get in with the undergraduate admissions, helping them to thrive when they get on campus through leadership and diversity and a whole host of organizations that we expect our students to be involved in when they get to campus. But it was when I served in a role where students were coming in, having done everything they were supposed to do, and they were depressed, they were anxious, they were failing, and I felt that we failed them because we did not prepare them for the realities of college. We didn't prepare them for what happens when they get in the classroom, when they had always earned A's and all of a sudden they're not. When they always made friends and all of a sudden they're not. So when I saw that these statistics were just heartbreaking, these are people, these are families, these are kids who came in with so much potential.
Yeah.
When I saw that, heard these students sat there crying, I had to do something. And that's how College-Bound Determination was started.
Bless your heart. I'm so glad you do what you do. I remember when we had our first conversation and you looked at me and you said, almost with a tear in your eye, God doesn't want our children to suffer. Oh, it truly touched my heart. So Carol, listen, what you do is amazing. What is your vision for the impacts that College-Bound Determination makes, that you clearly see your work has on parents and children when your brand is thriving?
Well, when my brand is thriving, the kids will be thriving. They won't be just merely surviving. We'll see and help students who are already currently on campus struggling. And we support them through a triage with an empathetic heart, understanding that they are not alone. So many of them really need to understand that what they're going through, they're not the only ones. So listening to the parents, listen to the students, helping them to just come back to who they are and what they are so capable of. And then for those parents who want to be proactive, who want to have an early advantage for their child, we do assessments that look at the uniqueness of each student. We look at their strengths, their interests. We have a way of really helping students to have confidence and clarity, which I saw missing with many students who were on college campuses.
What a shame.
And when those students are able to come on a campus, know exactly what their major is going to be and not change it as frequently as the statistics share, which is they change their major at least 3 times in the course of their collegiate experience. These students will come into college having a strong sense of what they're there for so that they can take the right classes, don't change their major, have internships that are set up for them to succeed, graduate on time in 4 years, not the average of 6, which extends their time and their money that parents are paying, and they're able to live the life that they're destined to live and support their parents. What parent wants their child to graduate from high school, maybe graduate from college, but go back home? You want
Carol,
them to be living their own lives.
You're remarkable. I love your passion. I love how you've seen this firsthand for years. I love how committed you are to making sure that parents are awake, warned, aware of the truth of the reality. You're like your brand says, it's like college reality preparation. And it's not just college reality prep. It's life reality preparation. You're literally giving these kids an advantage for college and for their life. That is so much. So let's talk about branding. Obviously, you're a woman of vision. What challenges you most about branding your vision?
Whew. How do I stand out? How do I stand out amongst all of the consultants who say they are quote unquote helping to prepare students for college when I know that they're only preparing them for the college admissions process? That's it. Or helping them to find money. That's not preparing kids for college. And so I kind of get mixed up with those people. And I feel like I really want to know, how do I stand out? How do I help students with what I want, which is to help them to break through that brick wall of college pitfalls? It's a long list and it's so unfortunate, but they're predictable. They're predictable and they can be prevented. So how do I stand out amongst all the other consultants who help students, quote unquote, prepare for college?
That's a question that applies to so many people who are listening or will be listening to this podcast. So I'm going to tell a story. It's very short, and then give the first rich strategy nugget here and an action item for everybody to take. So there's a lot of misunderstanding of branding. You want to stand out. Look, everybody wants to stand out, but what does that really mean? The misunderstanding of branding that's perpetuated by people selling marketing services, saying how it's good for your branding and using it as a buzzword, even branding people who use buzzy kind of language, and they don't teach you the steps. You might not even know the steps of what it makes to make a brand come alive. But people think a brand is a logo. Oh, we need a logo. That we need a catchy phrase. You know what? If we could just get a motto. You've come from the college. We need a mascot. Yeah, right. Okay. Anyway, here's the rich strategy nugget. On the contrary, please focus your brand on the authenticity. That means the realness. You're not making this stuff up. Of the unique purpose
that you have,
Mm.
and speak with your words. When you record things, you only have so much time. Get it out quickly, get it out clearly. What I see for you, and share what I see for you. Listen to how this works. I'm going to talk to you who's listening right now. Hey, listener, what I see for you, when those words hit your ears, your antenna pop out.
Absolutely.
They might
I'm like
even
taking
know
notes.
you. They might not even know you, but when you, it's what I see for you. And it might be something, it might be a very challenging picture, but you paint that clearly. This is what I see for you. I see this in your future. I see you walking this way. I see this happening. I see this possibilities. And the clearer you paint that picture from your heart and what you understand in your area of expertise for them, even if they find it inordinately difficult, and you go, look, I know you feel it's inordinately difficult. Take my arm. I'll take you there. We can take your arm and guide you there. But this is what I see for you. I'll say it again. Focus your brand on authenticity of the unique purpose that you have, and state it clearly in a vision. What I see for you is in a powerful, intangible brand promise that attracts. Carol's using right now, she's using reality preparation, life advantage. College bound determination sounds like everybody else. Oh, good, that's going. Yeah. College reality preparation. It starts to crack the door of awareness that, wait a minute, there's something that I haven't really heard about. And life advantage. All parents want their children to have all good parents want their children to have an advantage. The reasons they send them to college. Well, they're not working on an advantage. They're working on getting money and working on going to some school that's, chances are, not the right school for them, because they haven't done their, Carol use strengths assessments, interest assessment, so that in their 10th grade, they have a really good feeling of who they are and what they're good at in 10th grade, right, Carol? It's like, what?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you got the strategy nugget. Write this down. This is your action item. Number one, write down a type of person whose life you clearly see impacting. Carol might write down that young man who's literally hit the brick wall because he's gotten involved in some things that have taken him off his course, and he's sliding down the slippery slope, and he's in college, and the parent wants to talk to somebody like, my kid's really hurting, and who can I talk? Right? Whom do you clearly see impacting? Write that down and describe them. Just describe them so that you could find a lot more of them if you wanted to, and attract them to your brand. Number two, for that type of person, paint that picture with the words, what I clearly see for you is. And when you do that, here's what happens. Your brand comes alive to them. In Carol's case, to the child, to the student, or to the parent. Trigger their hopes and dreams, triggers what they really want, because Carol's spoken about the highest purpose. It's life advantage. Like, what do you got? Do you think the people that are trying to get you into college are talking about that? Okay, Carol, next question. What about branding? Feels, branding you, because you are the founder, you're the visionary, you're the one with the experience, and you're building this entity where people can get help for their kids who are in college, and they're sliding, they're failing, they're broken, they're hurting. But you can also help people who have children who are haven't even hit 10th grade yet, or maybe 11th grade or 9th grade, and get them ready so that they're standing in their own power and they know why they're going to college.
Yep.
What about branding you and your vision, and branding this entity that you've created, and what it stands for feels like a struggle?
It's just really, how do I stand out?
I mean, it's a fair question.
Mm-hmm.
We gave one strategy nugget, so let's do a different one. And I think this is going to take you and every listener to a whole nother level about the standout. It's two aspects of that. I'm going to share
Mhm.
2 quick client stories. Number 1 client, Joan, is a musician, pianist, actually. She loves to improvise. She's quite good at it. She's a therapist. She's deeply certified in neuroscience modalities. And her work, the results of her work when she talks to people about what's holding them back is unparalleled. I've never seen anything like it in its effect to remove self-imposed chains that people allow to hold them back. She could help all kinds of people. She can help women who have postpartum depression, but she's a musician and she chose to first focus on musicians. And there are a lot of music performance coaches out there. You can work on your techniques and, you know, we called her brand to understand about musicians, you hit plateaus. Oh my God, I can't do this piece. I've got a big performance coming up. I don't have the stamina. Those are often self-imposed limitations. And her brand is now called the Exponential Moment, subtitled Breakthroughs in Performance for Life. What? Okay, like it's not something that you would expect to get as a musician. So let's do the second story. Ellen. Ellen is from a faraway island. She's multi-skilled. She began her career as an accountant and bookkeeper, and then she transferred into operations, and she was working as an operations manager because she got the opportunity to, and the woman is just hungry and she just keeps growing and growing and learning. And then she got into she had some health problems and looked for solutions and ended up on her faraway island finding transformational healing modalities that helped her tremendously. And she has a great heart for young children and parents and teachers. Her problem is she ended up coming to the United States and she works kind of under someone who's already known. So she's seen as a helper, kind of a sidekick, but she's a powerful transformation healer, but she's not standing out above the sea of all types of healers. So the name of her new brand is Healing Ways, clearing, centering, renewing life. It does not pigeonhole her into the modality that she has become known as a helper in. Here's the rich strategy nugget. So you got 2, you got Joan with the Exponential Moment, Breakthroughs in Performance for Life, and Ellen with Healing Ways, clearing, centering, renewing life. Notice how they're both focused on the highest level impact without dancing in the weeds about, we do this and we do that. Here's the strategy nugget. Focus on describing. When you describe your brand, describe the result that you create that is different, and it's the highest level result. In Carol's business, hey, they got into college and mom and dad paid for it, versus they're armed with an advantage right away in college and forever in life. 2 very different levels. The more music performance coach, hey, they got a music performance transformational, coach. They could get a coach that helps with techniques and passages and stamina and versus breakthroughs. They not only can play the passage, they're not hung up, and they have breakthroughs and they're exponential and they keep happening for their life. It's like, what? Okay. I'm not making this up. These are real. She's not getting credit. And Ellen, she works with so-and-so, either, she works with so-and-so versus, Ellen's center or spa or institute or whatever, Healing Ways, provides clearing and centering and renewing life. It's like, what's going on in there? So write this down. What is the power you have? What is the power you have? It's that transforms a life. Focus on that. The first rich strategy nugget was vision it for them. This is what I see for you. This rich strategy nugget says craft it in words that transfer the energy of an intangible brand promise. Clearing, centering, renewing life. I want that. What's in there? It's an intangible brand promise. I hope this has given you some chills down your spine. It certainly has me, but then that's just me. I do this a lot. I love the power of this work, and it will transform your life and your business. In this episode of The Brand Doctor, we've lifted up the brand journey of Carol Ben-Davies, founder of the brand College Bound Determination, Reality Preparation, Life Advantage. She serves parents so that students bring an advantage to college and throughout their life. The woman is applying her decades of frontline expertise, handling the devastating effects when up to 40% of new college students hit the brick wall, quit, drop out, things happen. It's crazy. And she serves parents so students are more prepared. She's authoring the book, thank goodness, College Breakdown or Breakthrough, avoiding the brick wall of college pitfalls that ruin your child's college journey and maybe their life. So listen up. Carol speaks to parents groups live and online across the United States. So invite her now to talk to your group. Don't wait. You're a parent or you know somebody who's a parent. Please get Carol in to talk to them. She can prevent your children from suffering. Today, you gained insight into focusing your brand on the authenticity of its unique purpose and sharing your clear vision of what we see for you with people whose lives you want to touch. And you gained insight into that second rich strategy nugget, lifting up the highest level result that you deliver and that special power you have, and craft it into words that include an intangible brand promise. It is so powerfully magnetic. You'll get contact info for our guests today in the show notes so you can take advantage of all her brand has to offer. And even more information is available by emailing us directly at our website, rich@richbrands.org. The Brand Doctor podcast, please remember, we are dedicated to bringing you strategies and actions to take your brand to its next level. So from our heart to yours, we encourage you to subscribe to the Brand Doctor podcast and check out the other episodes for the strategy nuggets and the action items that you can do right now. We'll speak with you again in our next episode. And remember, now is the time to define the brand you will become. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.